Hello and welcome, I'm Arumba. Thank you for joining me. Let's play some more DOTA Ability Draft. Alright, so I've taken your feedback from the previous episode. We're not going to do the fast forward thing during the hero skill selection portion of the video. Maybe try to tone back a little bit of the fast forwarding a little bit. I guess maybe there was a little bit too much in the last one. But, you know, there's a balance, right? There's a balance to be found. So I am up here. I am almost last to pick. I am Legion Commander. Here are all of the skills that are available. I was very salty in the beginning of the game because all of the skills that I wanted were taken. And it drove me nuts. One by one, the things that I'm looking at this and I'm thinking, okay, well, obviously I'd like Fury Swipes, but that's never going to happen. So that one I already knew wasn't going to be there. But, you know, I'd really like to, I like Duel. I like Shadow Dance. Those would both be tons of fun. I like Frostbite's really good in Ability Draft. Essence Aura. Okay, so this guy's going to go for the Int Steel type approach. We got Fury Swipes on our ranged hero. That's good. We've got Zerg Rush taking Overpower. Not bad. Centaur War Chief has a huge base damage, so that could work out well for him. Pounce. Very, very good skill. Lots of positioning. It's a disable. Everything about it's good. Frostbite. One of the things I wanted. Already gone. Duel. Already gone. God damn it. Shadow Dance, god damn it. What the hell am I going to pick? And so whenever I don't know what to pick, I just default to stuns. So I pick up Hoof Stomp. But I wanted other stuff. You know? It would have been better if I could have gotten something a little bit more fun. And anyway, we got an Essence Shift on an Int hero. Kind of garbage, honestly. I mean, if he was trying to block it from someone, I don't know who. I mean, I don't know. It's bad. It's bad. Like you only take this on an Int hero if you're blocking it from like some hero on the enemy team who would be a rapist with it, and there isn't any of those. So, you know, like a Viper maybe or a Sniper, like you don't want them to have it. So our teammate picked up Arcane Aura, which is really good. So he's going to spam a lot of concussive shot. I picked up Freezing Field, which is, looking at the ultimates, I figured, well, I can't have any of the ultimates that I want. Freezing Field is actually pretty good. Like, it's really good if you can get in the right spot and you have enough mana to support it. I figured, well, if I've got Freezing Field plus a 2.75 second stun duration from Hoof Stomp, if I could, like, get a Blink Dagger, teleport into the center of a team fight, and then Hoof Stomp, and then go straight into my ult, that's a guaranteed 2.75 seconds of Freezing Field explosions. That could be really good. This guy is basically building a Legion Commander. This guy is being a nuker. This guy is leaping with sticky napalm. Our guy has apparently gone hard like defense. It's okay. Kraken Shell plus Gravekeeper's Cloak. He's gonna have a lot of survivability, I guess. This guy picked up some really annoying nonsense. So he's gonna steal intelligence when he attacks you. He's got short attack range though, so that's nice. And then Arcane Bolt is just going to be a longer range spam that he can do. And if he steals a ton of int from you, then Arcane Bolt will get stronger and stronger. So that could be dangerous. I suggested to Ursa that he should pick up Dark Pact because it does 10 instances of damage over the course of 1 second. So it ends up doing 10 times the number of Sticky Napalm stacks. So level 4 Sticky Napalm adds 25 damage to each instance of damage. So if you have 1 stack of Sticky Napalm and then you use even just level 1 Dark Pact, you get 250 bonus damage from that single stack of Sticky Napalm. If you get 4 stacks of Sticky Napalm, now you're doing 1,000 damage, so it's really good. This guy's got Empower now with Overpower. Empowered Overpower and a Reverse Polarity. Again, he's just building a Legion Commander. So, okay, Frostbolt plus Mystic Flare, pretty dangerous. Pretty darn dangerous. Freezes you down and then guarantees the whole thing in there. I ended up picking Skewer for positioning, and my goal was, okay, I'm still probably going to want to get a Blink Dagger, but I'm going to take that Blink Dagger, I'm going to blink in, I'm going to Skewer to group the enemies up, and then I'm going to Hoof Stomp, and then I'm going to do my ult. That was the whole plan. And then I picked up Return, just because I'm a strength hero, and it could help out with anti-harassment in the early game, and it also helps out with farm once you start to pick up a little bit more strength. You know, generally speaking, with Return, by the end of the game, if you're a strength hero, any unit that hits you is going to be taking about 100 damage. So that's a lot. Like, if you go into a jungle camp, they'll kill themselves practically faster than you can kill them. It's really convenient. It's a great skill. Works even better if you can get Flesh Heap, but on its own, it's not bad. All right, let's speed up the early game here till we can get into our lanes. When in doubt, you know, I'm gonna try to not go faster than like 4x. When you go to 8x, that's when it gets kind of like, whoa, what the hell's going on? We'll try to go like 2 to 4x for speed ups. So here we are, trying to get control of the. That was rude. I don't know why he did that. It's a disable. It's supposed to slow you down. I'm just standing here, but hey, I got the rune. Cool. Do we want to do player perspective, or maybe want to use the auto camera, the directed camera? We're probably gonna want to do player perspective, just because it's all about me. But it is kind of nice to know what's going on and see what else is going on around the map. Maybe we do this episode this way and we see what you guys think. Would you prefer to just see it from my perspective and actually, because when I do player perspective, you actually see where I'm clicking, what I'm looking at, where my map awareness is, that kind of stuff. But this directed camera does a really good job of focusing on team fights, so you don't miss very many engagements. I'd say that directed camera would make more sense for regular regular play speed, whereas the shorter video with me being the highlight is better with fast forward and player perspective. But this does also give you a pretty good idea of who's using what skills, and it also see how it's highlighting on specific characters, so you can like see more about them. Yeah, we'll leave it on this for now. We can also take some more time to look at some of this information, like gold per minute. So far, I've got the most gold per minute, 380. I'm getting basic free farm down here because the Sky Wraith on my team is harassing him a lot by using Arcane Aura. He has enough mana to just spam his stuff, and I have Return, so no one wants to attack me anyway. That's kind of to be expected. So yeah, I'm just hanging out down here. I'm Legion Commander. I'm this one right here, right there, that one. Wanted to get a little bit of harassment in there. And so yeah, I've actually lost some of the gold per minute lead because of that first blood that Bat Rider picked up. Now, does Bat Rider even have... No, he doesn't even have Arcane Orb yet. He's just relying on Arcane Bolt spam at the moment. They're contesting this rune. Oh man, if he gets that! Oh no! Now he's got an even shorter cooldown. Visage has a cooldown of 2.8 seconds now. Could be dangerous. By Visage, I mean Bat Rider. And yet ranged Fury Swipes wins out the day. I'm quickly catching up on gold per minute. 334. I mean, there is one argument to be made for a ranged hero having Essence Aura, and that's that it effectively reduces enemies' HP by 19 every time you hit them. Even if you don't really get a huge tangible benefit from it, lowering their max HP is the same thing as doing damage to them. So it's like a plus 19 damage attack. It's not insignificant. Now, if I had been playing Ursa, I would have done his build different. I would have taken level 1 Pounce, I would have taken level 1 Dark Pact, and I would have maxed out Sticky Napalm. And I would have won. I would have done better than him. Pounce is good, don't get me wrong, but the synergy that he has right now is the Sticky Napalm Dark Pact. Part of the problem for Visage is that he has, even with level 1 Gravekeeper's Cloak, he has really low base magic resistance, 20%, where every other hero has 25. So he's getting hurt pretty hard by all those nukes. Meanwhile, I have 332 gold per minute. far as kills go, I am at 0 and 0.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
I thought he was going to go on him, so I charged that way. I do not think we're going to catch this guy, but we did lower his HP a lot. Yeah, that overpower on a centaur is very dangerous. Had he remembered to use his, I don't think he had Empower on before he did that. Now, Empower, interestingly, got buffed recently. It now does give half of the bonus to ranged heroes. What? Whoa, 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 what? Empower is upgraded by Scepter now? I had no idea. Upgradable by Aghanim's Scepter, changing Empower to be an allied hero aura. Affects ranged heroes for half values and causes them to splash around the target. Can still be cast on units, but doesn't stack. Huh. Okay, I guess I misread it the last time I saw it. I thought that it was like you could cast it on ranged heroes and it gave half damage. Huh. That's pretty cool. So I'm assuming that means that it just makes it so that all allied heroes that are within range automatically have Empower. That's sick. That's really good. I like that. Next time I play Ability Draft, I'm going to try to draft that, and I'll try to take, like, I don't know, other skills that are upgraded by Scepter. Obviously an ultimate that's upgraded by Scepter. Followed by Gush, or Burrow Strike, or Hook. You know, all these new skills that are upgraded by by Scepters. Kill for me. That was my first kill. Yay. And already the Centaur says report CM.
Haste.
I'm pretty low on HP. I have a hard time keeping my HP up since I didn't take lifesteal and I don't have any HP regen.
Missing.
My thought at the time was I was going to probably end up picking a heart at some point in the game because I want the extra strength to synergize with return. So why bother getting lifesteal if I'm going to end up going a different route? Mid-game, that's going to cost me because I'll have lower HP most of the time. But we also have a very high mana cost set of skills, so it's pretty likely I'm going to be going back to base on occasion anyway. Take a look at our skill build so far. I've maxed out Skewer for distance and the slow effect. 35% slow for 3 seconds is pretty good. Hoof Stomp, it only marginally gets better. An extra quarter-second stun, a little tiny bit more magic damage. So yeah, we're maxing out Skewer first. Apparently the game doesn't find that fight to be interesting enough. Batrider died. Or sorry, Batrider killed Visage, is what I meant to say. Yeah, and this guy's basically just running around spamming his 180 damage ranged nuke. Things aren't looking good. We're down 5 kills to 3. But I did just pick up Freezing Field. Now, I have some definite concerns here. Freezing Field at max level costs 600 mana. It's very, very mana intensive, and normally you need to be an intelligence hero to even be able to use it. So I knew I was going to have to pick up more mana pool to be able to support it, or not level it up, which is... And it's a solution. It's not really a solution that I'd like to do. You know, preferably you want your ult to be at maximum strength. but nice work with that pounce there. Apparently I'm in the middle now.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Getting harassed out by that nonsense.
Radiant's
If I were
top
playing
tower is
Batrider's
under
build,
attack.
I don't agree with what he's building. He's looking like he's building an Oblivion staff. He's heading towards like a silence stick. And what he needs is he just needs more max mana pool. Like I would have gone mana boots. And that is the exact purpose of my build. Stun, ultimate. Anyway, I would have gone for a larger mana pool, right? Because when it comes to Arcane Essence Ore here, you have a... Okay, let's just pause for a second and figure this out. You have a 25% chance... So, sorry, no, you have a 40% chance to restore 25% of your mana. So, let's just say you have 1,000 mana, and you're casting a skill, like, say, Arcane Orb, that costs 100. You spend 100 mana, and then you have a 40% chance to gain 25% of your mana pool back. If you have 1,000 mana pool, 1,000 times 25%, you're going to get 250 mana back, but you're only going to get it back 40% of the time. So that's exactly 100. So you need a mana pool of 1,000 to be able to chain cast Arcane Orb. If you get even just a little bit more than 1,000, then you reach that equilibrium point where you're virtually guaranteed to never run out of mana. And the other thing is that when you're casting Arcane Orb, your mana pool goes up. So every time it does proc, you gain more mana. So the way he's building it, it's like, okay, you need to do this, you do is wrong. It's wrong. You should have more max mana. And he should also be getting Arcane Orb going, because he can steal intellect from other characters. I was really amazed when they made these changes. It used to be that the Arcane Prison was the one that caused you to steal int, which always felt kind of weird, because it's like you wanted to steal their int so you had more int than they did, and then your Sanctity's Eclipse was better, but it also like slowed down the fight and gave enemies chance to come in and gank you or like become part of the team fight. Now it's just tied to Arcane Orb. You just hit them in the face with Arcane Orb and you steal their intellect. That's great, right? So I don't think he's building his character the right way. I think he should be focusing on mana pool first, get to about 12, 13, 1400 mana, and then you focus on attack speed. I can see where the Oblivion Staff into Silence Stick will give him the attack speed, but he needs a bigger mana pool. I could have played his character better, for sure. I see the synergy, I see what he's going for, but he isn't doing it very well. It's been a long time. I don't think I've actually had a game in the last couple weeks where I've had the opportunity to try out this new Arcane Orb, and I really want to do a game like that so that I can record it and put it up on YouTube and talk about it. Okay, 1 for 1's no big deal. I'm now at 2-0. Gold per minute is 343, not bad. You're not gonna get that kill, I don't think. Dual duration's too short to do it on your own. There was no creeps to attack him. That worked out really well.
Middle tower is under attack.
So I got another kill using Freezing Field, and then I was able to use my Skewer as an escape. This is one of the reasons why I love Pounce and Skewer. They're both very, very good for getting into fights and to getting out of fights. It's very important to have mobility.
Dire's top tower is under
I'm like a mobility guy. I talk about it probably every single Dota video. It's one of the reasons why I love Thirst. It's one of the reasons why I love going Sanjin Yasha and Boots of Travel, and just like I stack movement speed. Mobility is everything in this game. Being out of position will get you killed. so much more often than anything else.
Radiant's middle tower has been denied.
Alright, he's finally leveled up his Arcane Orb, and he does have it on autocast. But his mana pool is just a tiny, tiny bit shy. If I were him, I'd switch it over to Int Treads, just to guarantee that you don't run dry on mana. And the other thing he could do is he could spam Arcane Bolt, which has a lower mana cost. So he should be doing both, actually.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Join you in death, little girl.
Radiant's top
Yep.
tower is under attack.
That'd be another freezing field.
Radiant's
90-second
structures are
cooldown.
fortified.
Insane, absolutely monstrous amounts of damage that can be done here. Last 10 whole seconds.
Radiant's top
There
tower has
are...
fallen.
How many explosions are there? Slows them down. Huge radius. Huge AoE on the explosion radius. The slow is applied on all enemies in the radius even if they aren't hit by an explosion. Lasts 1 second. Every 0.1 seconds, an explosion occurs for a total of 100 explosions. 100 explosions at my current level that do 170 damage. So 170 times 100, that's 17,000 potential damage. Now granted, very few of those explosions are actually going to be in range to hit, but even if 10% hit, that's 1,700 AoE damage. It's crazy. And what kind of makes up for the fact that it's so weak, or so strong, is that on the base hero, Crystal Maiden, she's very slow, like 270 or 280 move speed. She has horrible strength gain, and she is, generally speaking, very low on the priority list for farm. So she has a very difficult time picking up Black King Bar or picking up a Blink Dagger. But when she can get them, she is just amazing, freaking amazing hero. This just, she's not high enough on the priority list, though. So it's tough.
Dire's top tower is under attack. Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
You can't escape the freezing field, man. Just wait till we finish this scepter. Once we finish the scepter, the slow increases from 30% to 50%, and we automatically go from the base damage there of 105 up to 170. So we get rank 2 damage without any increased mana cost. Right now we have 745 mana, so it takes me about 200 to do my normal combo, another 200 to do the ultimate, so that puts us at 400. So I really can't level this up. Instead of leveling it up, I'd prefer to have two casts of this combo plus the ultimate. But if we can get a little bit more mana, there's the scepter. So now we've got a lot more damage, and the slow is way stronger, which means that once they're trapped in the freezing field, they're gonna have a very difficult time getting out. The other thing that's nice is that because I'm a strength hero, I have just higher base armor and damage. Sorry, higher base armor and HP over Crystal Maiden. Like, look at Crystal Maiden. I have 6 armor. She's got 3 base, and then she's got an item that's giving her an extra 3. She's got 800 life. I've got 1,700. So who do you think is going to survive longer while channeling Freezing Field? Now, part of that is because I'm focusing on building up my strength for return, but it's a very good situation that we're in right now. Next item that we should be looking at is probably Black King Bar. There's a chance, if the enemy is smart, that they're going to see, okay, this freezing field nonsense is starting to really be problematic. We're going to need a Silence Stick or a Ginsu, or I should really learn what the hell the damn thing is called. I always call it a Silence Stick. It's called a... it's made out of Oblivion Staffs. It's a Silence Stick, for crying out loud. I don't know what it's called. The silent stick. Anyway, they're going to try to make some sort of disable, right? One of the things I had done at the start of the game is I had looked through to see, okay, who has disables that can stop me? And we had Ancient Seal.
I hadn't spawned yet.
We had Ancient Seal. We had Frostbite. We had
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Astral Imprisonment. So there's a little bit of disable out there. I knew even if they didn't pick up a Ginsu or a Basher or a Silent Stick, I was probably going to need to build a BKB. And also, Black King Bar is just one of those items that I think a lot of mediocre players never buy, and they just don't recognize how strong it is. And here's what I would recommend you do: if you're new to Dota, try this. Try a few games where you build your first item. You build say power treads. So you get your power treads. Maybe make a Sanjin Yasha, depending on your character. And then after that, regardless of whatever else is going on, just build a BKB. Just try it. Build a BKB before you think it's necessary, and see how that affects your gameplay. Because what you'll find is that, like, I swear to God, it's like 80 or 90% of things that go wrong in team fights is just because they can cast certain spells on you. And at least for me, I usually, like, in the past would think, I don't like a BKB because, it starts off at 10 seconds and then it goes down to 5 seconds, and so I run into the situation where I never want to use it because I don't want to waste it, because I want it to be, as strong as it can be for that one fight that's going to be super important. And the thing that you miss out on there is that the one fight that's super important is the very first fight where you need it. You just use it. And then, yeah, sure, later on, it's only going to be a 5-second cooldown, but 5 seconds is still really good. 5 seconds is amazing. You can block all kinds of stuff. You can block stuns. You can block getting disabled. You can Black King Bar and teleport out. There's just so many different things you can do with a Black King Bar. It's an amazing item. And you can't really truly grow to appreciate it until you've forced yourself to build it over and over and over again, like 10, 15, 20 games. And then you'll start to realize the value of it. If you haven't already. For some of you, I'm going to be preaching to the choir. You already know how good it is. But a lot of times I see players who are mediocre, who think that you're better off going for an MKB, or I need to get I really need to get a Desolator, or I've got to get my crit stick, right? I need to get all this damage. And yeah, the damage is great, and that works sometimes, and I'll tell you exactly when it does work. It works when your teammates are doing all of the hard work for you with knocking and locking down the enemy. If they're not doing that, though, that's where you just get wrecked. And so you can't always rely on that. You have to do your part as well and actually have the BKB. Not to mention, a BKB is not a bad item. By its own right, the BKB gives you 10 strength, which is 190 HP, 24 extra damage, and if you're a strength hero, it's actually 34 extra damage. And that's good enough. 34 damage on a strength hero? I always cast for the full duration. You just never know. If you're gonna cast it, I figure cast it for the whole duration. What are we at so far? We're 9-1. Very difficult to kill me. I've got my mobility, I've got my disable. I've got my, don't mess with me with return. We do a little bit of math right now. We have 62 plus 31. Let's see. 62 plus 31. That's 93 strength. 93 times 0.75 plus the base of 22. They take 91.75 damage. 91.75 physical damage every time they attack me. And I deal 150, so it's pretty strong. So it's a lot of physical damage. Now, on another topic, I'm curious. There's this thing in Dota called the All Hero Challenge. And so far, the videos that I've been putting up for Dota have been strictly ability draft. I want to see what kind of support there may be for me doing a regular Dota matches where I might just play the All Hero Challenge. We'll play every hero. It's a thing where you play each hero in order. There's a specific order that you play them in, and it could be fun. You know, just give me organization, something to focus on so that I can, know what to play next. And it could be neat, because I could give you my thoughts and my experiences with each of the different hero classes. And some of them I'll do really well with, other ones I'm not going to do so well with. I told him he was getting ganked, he didn't listen to me. I told him that Slark was still on him. But, anyway. I think the All Hero Challenge could be pretty cool. On the other hand, I also don't mind the idea of just continuing to play ability draft, because I think it's freaking fun. So we've used our Black King bar exactly 0 times. 10 seconds of magic immunity. Only ultimates can go through magic immunity, so like a Pudge can dismember you and it'll still disable you for 3 seconds. You won't take any of the damage, but he can dismember you. He can disable you. Chronosphere will still lock you down. Ultimates can go through BKB. But the damage, magical damage, cannot. And this Ursa is doing a pretty good job. 7 and 4. I mean, it's no 9 and 1, but it's pretty good. I gotta say, I'm liking this. I'm liking this, using this directed camera, because I don't know, I don't have to look for filler. We just talk about whatever's on the screen. I'm farming really fast. Next item I'm thinking about getting is a heart. That'll solve all of our HP issues. Yeah, you're gonna have a kind of hard time there with Roshan on your own. Hey, totally in a completely different topic, and possibly inappropriate in the context of this video. I mentioned in my agenda video yesterday that I was going to see my psychiatrist this morning. Actually, it was yesterday morning, and we decided... Apparently, did you know that there's only about a 30% chance that antidepressants do anything for you? Like, you have to take a whole bunch of different, like, steps to find one that works, and the chance on your first try is about 30% that you'll feel anything. And so, yeah, the one that I was on, citalopram, did nothing, really. It just made me tired. Really tired. So we're trying something new. I'm actually on a new medication called... It's called... clonazepam, which is the generic for Klonopin. This is a completely different approach. So, my psychiatrist said that it could be a depression-related thing, but the way I was describing my symptoms, he said it also could be anxiety, and I told him, no, I don't think so, because I've never felt anxious. I don't get anxious about things. And he said, well, I don't have mana for my ultimate, which is really sad. Otherwise I would have used it, and we would have wrecked them right there. So I told him I've never felt anxious before. Right? Like I told him, I remember when I was in high school, one of my friends, my mom had a coworker, and so I was like familiar with this girl, and she was the kind of girl who would get like really, really anxious about tests and stuff. Like she would freak out like crazy, like I gotta study, and then she'd end up still doing badly on the test. And I was just never that way. I never got anxious about tests or anything. I needed to study, I'd study, and I would do well, and I would get A's. It was not a big deal. I just never felt that pressure. And so in my mind, I always thought anxiety was like what she had. But the doctor maybe kind of explained it to me, said, well, anxiety can manifest in that way, but it can also be different. And his theory is that I might just be so anxious all the time that like my barometer, or however you would call it, for anxiety is just like off. Like it just doesn't work. I'm just so anxious all the time that I can't even tell when I'm anxious. And so it was interesting because I was telling him, like, I'm the type of person that when I read, I have to cook things by the instructions, right? I have to. If I'm making macaroni and cheese, I will follow the directions. I've made macaroni and cheese thousands of times over the last couple of years. I've got lots of kids, right? So, make it all the time. Every single time, I read the directions. And he said that that's actually something that anxious people do. Like, you know the instructions. You don't necessarily need to read the instructions, yet you read them anyway. I was like, okay, well, fair point. That may be an indicator. Whatever. And so I trust the guy, and I'm just like, oh, whatever you want. So now we're trying anti-anxiety, and we'll see. I don't know. I don't feel any different really at all yet.
Is under attack.
It's only been a day, but
Dire's bottom tower.
it's just a side topic. Oh, there it is! Oh my god. We had the Ravage with the BKB freezing field. That is some sickness right there. Alright, from here I think the game is pretty well gonna wrap up. Let's speed the game up a bit. I'm now up to 12 and 1. I think we may have actually missed my death.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Okay, we got our heart, which means we have no more qualms about HP. This is one of my favorite things now. We have, looks like 145 strength. So 145 times 0.75 plus the base of 22. We now do 130 damage on hit. Hit me! Stop trying to hit me and hit me! I love return. It's a great skill.
I'll just set you free.
Here's a blade in your eye.
It's like every time I use my ultimate, I get a double kill. That's how good it is. It's good stuff.
Radiant's middle tower has fallen. Radiant's top tower
And we
has
can
fallen.
use Skewer as an escape mechanism. I don't know where he's going. Meanwhile, we're gaining 175 HP per second from the crazy Heart of Trask. 4.75% of your base HP per second. So we have 3,000. We have 4,056 times 0.045. Yeah, it's 182 HP a second. It's pretty good.
Radiant's middle barracks are under attack.
Well, once again, I just swoop in, double kill with this. The zoning that it does too, like you position yourself in the right spot, they can't run away. Like, it's kind of like an invoker's ice field, you know, where it's like, you can't pass, you can't go here, this area is off limits.
Radiant structures walls are fortified. Radiant's top barracks has fallen. Radiant's ancient is under attack. Radiant's ancient is under attack.
I'm standing here trying to be a bit cheeky.
Ancient is under attack.
My BKB was on cooldown. I wanted to be able to BKB, go in and pull somebody out, but it didn't work out. So, anyway, that's that video. Let me know what your thoughts are on the directed camera versus the player perspective. And also, I'm very curious to see what your thoughts are on doing the all-hero challenge. We could do a trial episode, see what you guys' thoughts are. But I'm just really enjoying Dota again, and I hope that you are too. And I, as always, look forward to seeing you again in the next episode. So thank you so much for watching, and I appreciate it. I'll see you soon.